All right, boys, bring it in. All right, so I want to go over. Let's see if I can get this into view here.
You don't have it set up over on the.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I wanted to go over that goal. We went over this face-off coverage a couple of weeks ago, I believe. So what happened in the game was Trocheck had the face-off prior to this one. I don't know who the guy was on Montreal, but he broke his stick. Trocheck broke his stick in the draw. Montreal wins the draw and ices it again. Now they come back down and they set up for the draw again. So the Rangers had Laffy up at the circle here. Can you see that? It looks a little bright, Ed. Is it coming in good?
No, it's pretty good. For
Yeah, you
all
got
the
Laffy
fans
on-
listen, for all the fans listening, head on over to YouTube for Coach's Corner so you can see him explaining on the whiteboard.
They had Laffy setting up on the wall a little bit off the hash mark, about 5 or 6 feet. Trocheck obviously taking the draw. Panarin on the left wing at the hash mark in front of the net. And they had Gustafson and Schneider up at the point. So Montreal, which this drives me crazy, I don't see it. But Montreal is number one in faceoffs, I think they were saying.
I must have missed that.
You
I'm
guys
not
hear
sure.
that stat? I thought they said they were ahead of the Rangers. So I guess they're a little confident with their faceoffs. They had their center. They had a forward on the left wall. They had the D and the inside hash mark in front of the net. Forward behind him towards the high slot. And they had the other D at the circle just behind the center. So Trocheck, after that first faceoff, must have said something to Panarin. He won't really admit it in his interview or whatever, but it had to be some kind of a play because Boyle kept saying it. What happens on the play is because Laffy's all alone over here, this defenseman
On the wall.
Laffy's alone on the wall. This defenseman in front of the net, when Trocheck goes forward with it, he starts to jump and cover Laffy. This forward starts to go out to the point. That split second of them trying to jump the draw and cover those two guys, because Laffy's setup is kind of the heels play where he come off the wall, right, Ed?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this D is jumping it. Trocheck chips it forward, and Panarin jumps right between these two guys. Before they realize it, they both put the brakes on and turn around. And this D does the same thing. He goes to get Trocheck. Trocheck steps and makes the pass, but they're all jumping to cover a different player because Trocheck, 99 out of 100 times, goes back with it. Tries to win it back. But because this D to me is on the circle on Montreal by the goal line, they're missing one guy in front. That's my opinion. If they have the two forwards here and the other D here, and the other D on the wall, not on the circle, right? This forward goes out. The forward on the inside goes to Laffy, and this D is here to block Panarin.
Especially with a player like Panarin, like we spoke about in part one of Faceoff Coverage with Jack Hughes' mistake or blunder. It's like you play like Panarin, how hot he is right now, and like especially coaching on the other side of the puck, you got to see that. You got to realize that everyone's abandoning the hottest player in the league right now, or one of the hottest players in the league right now. And yeah, I mean, the way you're drawing it up makes a lot of sense. And I mean, Trocheck said in his interview that in the first faceoff that you said, he tried to win it back. He lost. They iced it. The second one, he was like, you know what, let me just try to mess with him. I guess he grabbed the stick the same way, but he went it forward instead.
But you know what kills me if you watch it?
And not only was the defenseman behind the center on the goal line, he was like even like towards the boards. So Trocheck was still able to beat him to the puck somehow.
Right.
You know, like it was not a lot of space where Trocheck was able to get it, break free from the center and beat that defenseman to the puck.
I mean, the other center had to be, I don't know what he was thinking, because Trocheck normally gets down. He's almost touching the ice. His legs are so wide apart And when you watch that replay, he's almost standing upright.
Yeah.
So the other center should have been saying, what's going on here? And he couldn't even stay with Trocheck. You usually stay with the center when you're the other center, the defending center. But all around, just a heads-up play and to see it work and not saved, it was great. You know, it was a great job. But yeah, I don't understand why, like you said, they're going to do that coverage with Panarin in front. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. So that was just an interesting point when I watched that replay and I saw Boyle go over and I was watching the highlight and I'm like, wait a minute, why'd they even do that? You know, and I just watched it like 5 times in slow motion. It was you just see these two guys in front. They start going to cover and they're like, oh shit. They see Panarin go by them. They hit the brakes and it was too late.
It was way too late. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Cool. I like Boyle's analysis on there. He's pretty good.
He needs to work. Good.
He played a lot of games and he's like, oh, I played with this guy in Florida. I played with this guy. He played so many games and so many teams. He played with a lot of these guys. He's like, it's just, you know, the interaction and the fact that he took 8,000 faceoffs in his NHL career.
Yeah.
Did you hear that stat?
Yeah,
I heard
8,000?
Yeah. He definitely knows a lot. He knows his way around hockey and all that, but he's got to work on the actual TV part. He's definitely a rookie on the being like an anchor or whatever you want to call it. So he's able to explain things, but he's got to work on making eye contact with the camera, those types of things. I think he needs a few lessons from Valley.
He'll get there.
Oh, for sure.
He's good. He's real good.
Yeah, I love Boyle. I always did as a player.
So any questions before we move on?
No, I think you explained it well.
To answer your question, Montreal's ahead of us by 0.1% in face-off percentage.
They were first. The Rangers were second.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a couple.
Good job, Mikey. Good job, Mikey. Way to start off the new year.
Didn't even have to tell you to look that one up. He did it on his own. Look at that.
He's got his new office over there in Jacksonville and at multiple screens. He's ready to. He's moving things around now. He's able to look things up a lot easier.
This is true.
Yeah, different camera angle. Looking good, man.
No more white wall. No more intro from Cousin Ed over there.
All right, let's get into.
All right, boys, bring it in.